Hello, so in this video I'm going to share my experience of having my wisdom teeth removed in the UK in 2021. This video is a little bit different to others you might see like this for two reasons. First of all, I've actually got 5 wisdom teeth, and I'll put a picture up on the screen now and you'll see that for many years I've had this 5th tooth. It's what you call a number 9, and it grows out the side of my gum. Now I can't feel it and it's not uncomfortable, but when I went to see the consultant a few weeks ago now, because the first thing you do is you go and see a consultant, they take an x-ray which only takes about 15 seconds. You have this machine kind of goes around your head and it takes an x-ray of your teeth, and I remember it didn't even show up, and I said to him, "Oh, you can't see my extra tooth on there?" And he said, "What do you mean an extra tooth? You've only got 4 wisdom teeth, not 5. And when he looked, he was really excited. He said, "Oh, you've got a 9. Paul's got a 9. It's apparently called a 9, the 9th tooth. And it's really, really rare, but I've got a 5th tooth, so I'm having that removed and the one next to it on the top right. The other thing that makes it a little bit different, this video, is that, as you might know, if you watch my normal videos, I'm a hypnotist, a hypnotherapist. And they even said to me, "Do you want to do this with anaesthetic or do you want to use hypnosis?" I don't know if they were joking. I doubt whether they'd let you do it using hypnosis. You could do it, but it was good. I got talking to the consultants at the hospital about hypnosis and how it could work. So yeah, this video, I'm just going to share a few hints and tips. I'm going to be driving there in a moment. It's currently Saturday. It's the 24th of July, 2021, and my teeth are being taken out on the 29th, so that's Thursday coming up. So I'm going to cut now to a bit of the video where I'm going to show you me driving to the hospital. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this, because I did make a video last year which was over 3 hours long where I showed you me having my tonsils removed. So if you want to watch that one, that's a much bigger operation. Having your wisdom teeth out is said to be quite easy. Apparently it only takes about 5 minutes to take a tooth out, so I don't know yet. I haven't looked up much about this because I've just been busy with work, so I'm going to cut to a part of me now where I'm driving to the hospital, and this will be a few days time from now on Thursday, and then I'm going to film some more videos afterwards showing you my recovery. I'll explain what happened. Sometimes people say you can't talk for a day or two, or some people have said a week or two afterwards because your face can swell up. Some people have said that it took like 2 months before they're fully recovered. I doubt it'll be that long. I'm expecting it to take maybe 24 hours and I might be back to normal. So anyway, let's get on with it and let's get driving to the hospital to have these teeth removed. Hello, so here I am on the way to hospital to have my teeth removed. So yeah, I had a good night's sleep last night, had a good rest, and I had a big delivery of food this morning from a shop in the UK called Iceland, who specialise in frozen food. So I've got loads of ice cream. I'll put some pictures up on the screen now. Tons of ice cream, cold stuff. We've had some quite hot weather lately, not hot leather. So yeah, I'm just on my way there. I'm going to go past Cadbury's where all the chocolate's made. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it done. So in an hour from now, I will be having it done. And that's the car beeping saying I'm speeding, but I'm not, because I haven't even got to the 20 zone yet. So yeah, I've been looking up this morning about what to do afterwards, and the common advice from everyone all around the world is to not really do anything for 24 hours after the surgery, because once you have this done, you have an empty socket. So there's like an empty bit where the tooth used to be, and it takes it at least 2 days to a week to heal. And if you go out doing anything too strenuous, even like walking in the first 24 hours, you can drive, but you can't walk too far or anything, not any kind of running or jogging. And yeah, so you shouldn't do anything too strenuous for the first 24 hours or so. And so I'm just going to be doing nothing really. I'm just going to go home after this and just relax. I've got some books to read. There should be a book comes in the post today while I'm at the hospital for me to read. while I'm recovering, because it's the recovery you need to think about. That's a great tip somebody told me years ago. They said everyone always thinks about the operation and they think about what's going to happen during the operation, but that's actually the easy bit, because it's the recovery afterwards you got to think about. That's the thing that really, takes the time. Like that woman there who's still recovering from something with a crutch. So yeah, I'm not planning to do much. It's Thursday. I won't be going back to work for at least a week. It says you can have a day or two off, but I work for myself, so it's up to me when I go back anyway. And I can work from home anyway, so there's no rush for me to go back and do anything. So yeah, I'm just going to head over there now, give way to this jogger. So I won't be doing any jogging myself just yet, but give it a few days, because what can happen is if you do it, you can actually cause yourself a setback. Because if you go out doing anything too strenuous, you can undo the work they've done, and it can bleed, which causes more pain and takes you longer to recover. Now remember, I've had 3 operations now, this will be the 3rd one I'm having today. The first one was the biggest because I had to stay in overnight. That was to have some what you call polyps removed from my nose. It's like sort of widening your nose on the inside. The second operation I had was a year ago in 5 days' time. That's the one when I had my tonsils removed. That was a whole day, like in hospital and coming home. This one, apparently, it says it only takes 5 to 20 minutes to remove each tooth. So 10 to 40 minutes, and I should be done, and that's it. So I'm not going to say too much more for now, but I should be filming a lot, probably not on the way back, because I don't want to risk. I think when you've had it done, your jaw might be a bit sore for a week or two, and it takes up to 2 weeks to fully recover. But I will be doing videos over the course of the next 2 weeks, monitoring my recovery and seeing how that goes. Is this car going to go? Talking of going, yep. So we're coming up to Cadbury's now on the right, and the hospital is only about 5 to 10 minute drive from here. I could even walk it from mine. It's only 3 miles from my house, and it's funny how Cadbury's I'm going past now on the right, people come from all over the world to visit Cadbury World, and you can go and see them making the chocolate, and now you can take home some chocolate and whatever. And I've never been in there. It's only a 2 mile walk from mine. I could walk in 40 minutes. See the sign on the right there, Cadbury World. And I've never been in there, and people come from all over the world to visit that place, and I live just down the road. I could walk it, and I've never been there. So yeah, just going to get to the hospital now. I won't talk much more for now. I'm just going to talk again when I get there, which will be about, 5 to 10 minutes time, and I'll go in the car park and I'll show you something funny about the car park, and then I shall have a last word with you before I go in and have it done. And I've been waiting nearly 2 years for this, because it was originally set up in October 2019, but I didn't want to go. I couldn't go until January. They hadn't got anything available, and then they cancelled it, and then they gave me an appointment which was only 2 days away, and I had something to do. I had some work to do, a driving lesson to give. So I said I can't do that, and annoyingly the people then cancelled that lesson on that day, so I could have gone in and done it. So this has been a long time coming. It's like a driving test. You spend ages waiting for it, and you think, oh, I wish it would just come, and then when it gets here you think, oh, so sometimes I wish it wasn't today. But I can't wait to get it done. I want to go in and get it done. So I'll cut away now for a bit, and I'll be back soon when I get to the hospital. Hello, so I'm back, and there's a hospital in the distance, that big thing. You can see the big white building, and yeah, I've taught quite a few people to drive who work here, so probably even know some people who are in there at the moment. So yeah, this is only about 2 minutes after I last filmed, but the roads are pretty clear, apart from when I've said that it's now getting busy. Well, this is all brand new here. It's all been redesigned, much better than it used to be. It used to be an absolute nightmare here, and now it's great, because this all used to be like one way, and you couldn't go up the other side of the road where they are now, and it was a mess, and it took ages to get anywhere. But they've really improved it. It's much better, and the traffic flows better now than before. So just going to drive up. As you can see, the sign on the left, the one just after the lights, it's saying Queen Elizabeth Hospital. So yeah, I've been here quite a few times. I've actually had a pupil not long ago who worked here, and we used to finish lessons here. So I know the way. We're just going to go straight on at this roundabout, and then we're almost there. There's a sign again back there for Cadbury saying do U-turn for Cadbury. So straight on here, you can see the hospital again there. There's something interesting about the car park which I think I might have mentioned before in a video I did. God, this is now the 8th time I've been in hospital in the last 18 months. Had loads of checkups and scans and all sorts of things, so I'm well used to it. So we're going to go left here, and we're going to see one of the shortest bus lanes ever. Although it does kind of come back, but you'll see what I mean. So we go up here, and it's the same bus lane. It's a pretty pointless bus lane because you can see it starts and ends almost straight away. So it's going to go down this road. So it starts there and it ends there. But it comes back, don't worry, it comes back here and it ends again. And this car's going to pull out in front of me, great. And then this bus lane starts again and then ends again. So what was the point of that? And then you can't go back any for buses there because the bus is stopping you. Anyway, this isn't a driving lesson video, but there you go. So we go left here. And now the bus lane appears again in the middle of the road, which is great because if a bus is behind me you can't get to it. You have to wonder what they're thinking when they design these things. Anyway, so we go next left into the car park, and I'll show you what's quite unusual about this car park, and it's always applied every time I've been here. Let's see if it applies today. So we'll go into here, and you have to sort of wave your contactless card at this machine. So just bear with me and I'll be back. See, a person's a bit stuck. You've got to know the trick here. What I've got in, you have to come in, get really close. They've stalled the car. Put your card right by the sensor. That's done, and the barrier goes up. Card is validated. Barrier opens. Off I go. But the funny thing about this car park is that there are 2 whole floors. The beeping is just saying I'm speeding, by the way. You can tell I'm not speeding. Gets a bit confused when you're off the map like this. So yeah, there's 2 whole floors dedicated to disabled parking, which you might think, well, it's a hospital, so of course there is. But the thing is, I've never seen anyone using any of it. So this is some here. There's some disabled parking here. But when you go up to the next level, I think there are 2 more levels after this where it's all disabled. And no one ever uses it, and everyone who wants to park can't park because there are tons of disabled spaces but no other spaces for anyone else. As you can see, all these are disabled. It's actually pretty busy now, but this car's very unsure what they're doing. So this isn't a driving video, but it's just this thing beeps when you speed. It reads the speed from a camera, but the camera sometimes gets it wrong, and then it relies on the sat nav, which gets it wrong because I'm off the map. So yeah, this is what I mean about the car park. It looks like it's the same as usual. So I'm looking for somewhere to park, but all those spaces were for disabled users. So I'll get up here. Oh, he's letting me go. So, and all this is actually quite busy. It's the first time I've seen it like this, but normally this is completely empty and people are driving around saying, why can't we just park here? And it's actually quite good today. It's actually fairly busy. So it just shows that maybe it's the times I've been before. It's not in use, but now it is. So yeah, I'm just going to drive up to the top of the car park. It is really busy. And this car's parking again, I think. Just reversing straight into another car by the look of it. God, he's nearly hitting that car. That was very close to that car. That was about a centimetre away. And he's still not even going in the bay. And you can tell from the look on that woman's face. I don't know if that would come across on the camera. That was so close. He must have been like a millimetre from hitting that car. That was really close. and his wife was like, oh, I don't need that car. Anyway, here we go. And it looks like there's some spaces already. Yep, so I'll take one of these spaces. Is there? No, because that car's parked weirdly. But, oh, I have one of these spaces here. So I'm just going to back it in. And this is one advantage of having been a driving instructor for 20 years, is it's easy to bay park. So I'll back it in. And there you go. So yeah, I'm going to leave the car here, just go back a little bit more. Let's check I'm in that bay. Yeah, that's good, I'll go over a little bit more. I've got loads of time, so I'm trying to find things to do to kill time. That's it, that's dead in the middle, that's better. Bit of a perfectionist, I like to be dead in the middle. Yep, that's fine, so that's the car part there. And yeah, that's about it really. So it's now 1:19. So I haven't got to be going in till 2, but I like to be early. And the car parking is you end up paying for, I think it's up to 3 hours you pay for. It's about £4.60. So you might as well get it and make the most out of your money. So yeah, I'm going to go in and get it done, and I'm looking forward to having it done. I don't think I should be talking on the way back, simply because they have to numb your gum with an anaesthetic. So I might be on the way back. And I don't want to risk straining the socket and damaging it, which sounds worse than it actually is. So yeah. Yeah, I know this video is not meant to be about driving, but you know, the idea of this video is a lot of people make serious videos showing the surgery and the gore. I wanted to make one that's a bit more light-hearted, less to do with the surgery itself, more to do with the recovery. So I'm going to leave it there for now, folks. It's 1:20, and I'm just going to sit in the car for maybe 20 minutes, listen to some music, and then I'll go in, get his 2 teeth done, and the next time I speak to you, I will have had it done. So I'll see you on the other side. Hello, so it's a few hours after the surgery. It's now 6:20 on the day of the operation, and I just wanted to say that it's really nothing at all. I went in and there was only running 5 minutes late, so I went into the room at 2:05. I filled in a form, well, I just signed a form, they explained what they're going to do, and then it was just really nothing at all. And as you can tell, I feel absolutely fine now. I've got no numbness, no pain, no soreness, no swelling, no bruising. To be fair, I felt fine straight away, and I did actually film this on the way back in the car. I just filmed a few seconds where I said, hi, it's all gone well, speak to you later. But I didn't have this microphone on. I was recording on the car's dash cam, and there's a strange quirk with my car's dash cam where if you film in the highest quality, it looks great, but the audio goes a bit weird, and he didn't record the audio. So anyway, all that happened is, after I left the car, I went into the room at 2:05 because they were just running a few minutes late. They sat me down, filled in the paperwork, and they just said, we're going to give you this thing. I didn't even notice there was a chair in the room, and they said, can you come and sit in this chair? I thought, oh, there's like a dentist's chair. And then they said they were going to give you one injection here, which was in the gum. They said this will be quite sharp. I never felt a thing at all. And then they said they were going to give you a second injection on the roof of your mouth, and they said this one is quite tender, it hurts a little bit. Never felt a thing. And you know how when you have an injection, sometimes people say they feel nothing, and they do, because you feel like a slight sting for 2 seconds. It's not much, but it's there. I felt nothing at all. And then they gave me, I think, a third injection, because they have to inject the back, the top, and somewhere else. And they said, can you feel this? Can you feel this? Couldn't feel a thing. And then I just saw this little white thing come like this flying out, and they said, oh, that's the first one gone. And it took, I'm not joking, it took about 5 seconds. It was just, and I said, that's one done. What? And the other one, they just put like this thing in your mouth. I couldn't see what it was because it was like a clamp or something, but they put it in your mouth and there's a lot of pressure. You'll read this online, but if you look it up, it talks about pressure. So you're sitting there like that or lying back like this, and your head's kind of moving around like this because they're pushing a lot in your mouth, but you can't feel a thing. It's actually quite funny. I was trying not to laugh. It reminded me of the scene in RoboCop, the original RoboCop, where he's having a nightmare and he's in his chair like this. And I just felt nothing. And then they said, okay, that's the second one. And it took about 3 minutes to get the second one out. And then I left the room at 2:25, so I was only there for 20 minutes. And most of that was filling in forms and talking. They have to ask you, are you okay? Have you had something to eat? They give you this little leaflet to read through. Just tells you a few things about what to do. Then they give you these 5 gauzes, just in case you need them. I had one of these. After I'd had it, you have to bite onto it quite hard for about 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, it's really nothing. I was back at the car 2:33, I think it was, and I was back home for 10 to 3. So within 45 minutes of me going into the room, I was sitting back home. I've had no drowsiness, no pain, no discomfort. I've only taken 2 ibuprofen tablets, a total of 400 milligrams, whatever it is, maybe from micrograms, not grams, but 2 ibuprofen tablets, and I feel nothing. I don't feel pain. I can talk fine. I can walk. They just said avoid strenuous activity because you don't want to do any damage. I'm eating the food I showed you in the picture, yoghurt, which I've never had before, but tastes okay. You get a bit of a weird taste in your mouth, but I've got this lemon yoghurt, which helped with that. Just eating on this side, banana, eggs, brilliant, jelly. I've been having the jellies I bought, but really, I feel fine, and it's a bit of a non-event, really. It's not like the other operations I had where you go in and you're in a room for like an hour on your own, getting changed, then they come and get you, then you have a general anaesthetic and you go to sleep and then you wake up and you're staying overnight. It's easy. This is like a mini operation. It's just like I went into the building at 10 to 2, checked in, had a 15-minute wait, and then straight in. I was out within 20 minutes back home. So from me entering the hospital to entering my home was an hour. So that was driving back and everything. So yeah, if you are worried about having your wisdom teeth out, don't, because it's just really nothing. I didn't feel a thing at all. No discomfort. The usual moment came when they said, you know, what do you do for a living? And you have this sting in your mouth, one of these. And I went, you can't talk because you got that in your mouth. And they said, what? I said, oh, I'm a hypnotist. And they said, oh, wow, a hypnotist. You always get that reaction because it's a bit of an unusual job. And I was speaking about what I do, you know, helping people get over anxiety. And it's always interesting to speak to medical people about that. And they're interested in that. But that was it. So other than having a little bit of blood in my saliva, it's now 4 hours after I've had it done. And it's easy. I just recommend eat banana, eggs. So I had scrambled eggs, banana, jelly, yoghurt. But yeah, you can drink water, whatever, fine. I can talk fine. It's starting to feel like very slightly a bit sore, but maybe 1 out of 10. The pain during it was 1 out of 10. Discomfort 1 out of 10. Now it's like half. 0.5 out of 10. It's really nothing to worry about. So I'll do a video tomorrow just to let you know how it goes in the next day or 2. But yeah, it's definitely the easiest operation I've ever had. It's not even really an operation, it's just a bit of basic surgery, I suppose. And you do get to see your teeth afterwards. I said, these are your teeth. And the little one was only about that big, and the other one was quite long. How did that come out? You don't feel it coming out. You don't feel anything apart from just your head moving around a bit. It's just nothing, no pain whatsoever. So if you do have any questions about it, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. But otherwise, that's all for now. So I'll see you tomorrow and maybe the day after, just to give you a quick update. Hello, so it's the day after the operation. It's currently 8:50 in the morning and I still feel absolutely fine. So I've made a few notes, just a few tips I want to give you to help you with your recovery. But yeah, I feel completely back to normal. So one thing I'd like to say is that I have had loads and loads of dental work in the past. Now I've had at least probably 15 to 20 fillings, and most of them, other than 2 or 3, I never had any injections for. So maybe there's something about me because I've been having dental work all my life. I've always had trouble with my teeth. I've had braces and all fillings and all sorts. Maybe I'm more used to it, so maybe that's one reason it didn't affect me too much. Something I didn't mention yesterday is when I went in, I was expecting to have to open my mouth really wide, and I was expecting to be some big clamp coming into my mouth, like a piece of metal holding it open. There was none of that. They actually said to me, only open your mouth a little bit, I had to open it like this. And that was it. They said if you open it wide, the gums fold over the back teeth or something. So I only had my mouth open like that. And when I said yesterday about the clamp going into my mouth, it was actually just like a piece of metal, like a metal rod. I don't even know what it was because you don't see it. They kind of do it from beneath. It just looked like it was like a metal wand kind of went into your mouth. And all it feels like is like, imagine if you get your finger inside your mouth and move it around like that. That's all it feels like. You don't feel any pain. When they gave me the injections, I forgot to say that for the first bit I did, there was one bit they do 3 tests. I said, can you feel this? Nope. Can you feel this? Nope. Can you feel this? I said, oh, actually I can. I could feel a slight bit of movement on the 3rd test they did. But they gave it another minute and I didn't feel a thing. One big tip I'll give you, which is the tip I was given and a tip they'll probably tell you anyway, is pills before pain. That means you take your pills before the pain begins. Apparently a common mistake people make is they wait till it starts hurting, then they take a painkiller, and it's much harder for the painkiller to work if you've already got the pain. So I've been taking ibuprofen. I had I've got these pills, they're like 2 in 1. So there's like 2 normal size ones in 1. I had one of those last night. I had one this morning at 8. I'll have another one at 2 this afternoon, then 8 o'clock tonight. But I do feel absolutely fine. I feel like nothing's happened. I'm already doing a bit of work now while making this video. There is a slight cracking sound. They did warn me of this before you have it done. It's a bit like if ever you've gone outside and you kind of trod on some loose gravel, kind of crunchy sound. That's all you hear. Once I just heard like that. And that was it. So really, if you are having your wisdom teeth removed, maybe your experience will be different to mine. Bear in mind, I only had really one top right one taken out, which wasn't causing me any pain, and the bonus one, the 5th one. I imagine if you have them all taken out, it would be harder, because I can still chew on the left side. I've had some breakfast this morning, had scrambled egg wrap, which is nice and soft. But yeah, maybe if you have the lower ones out, I've heard they can be a bit more difficult because there is a nerve that runs, they said it runs around your lower teeth or something, and there's a very, very minuscule chance of you having some temporary or permanent nerve damage if you have the lower ones taken out. Again, don't take my word for this is just me. I'm not medically trained, this is just what I've heard. But it's extremely rare. They did say to me if you have the top ones out, there's something can happen where all they do is they kind of fold the gum back in. So I was expecting to feel the big hole like where the tooth used to be. I can't feel anything. It's nice to be able to run my tongue along my gum and not to have the extra tooth sticking out. But it looks just like it did. I can't even feel where the tooth had been. And they did say, I just think, maybe you can talk a slight bit, but they did say it's so far back, you probably never even noticed it anyway. It's not like having a front tooth out where you'd see it and you'd notice it much more. But yeah, that's it really. So if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more from me, I've got over 500 videos on this channel. Check out some of them on the screen now. Please do subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, let me know any questions or how your surgery went. And most of all, it's nothing to be worried about. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon for more videos.